Hey guys, welcome back. This week we have the great Ricardo, the highest energy person in the spirit business. Correct, Ricardo?
I don't know if I'm the only one, but I'm sure there is a couple.
Hold on. Me and Clappy walked the BCB Spirit Show. Is that the biggest show in the U.S.?
It is the biggest show on the spirits industry, yes.
So, according to our radar, you had the most energy of any founder in the entire show. Would you agree, Clappy?
Let me give a little head start. Maishi tells me we're going to the BCB show. I've never been to a BCB show or an alcohol spirit show in my life. I walk into the event. It's in downtown Brooklyn. Where is it? Industrial Park?
Industry City.
Industry City. It's building after building after building. I believe it was 3 buildings, like brick stones, beautiful, modern buildings. And then in between each building is a long garden pathway with hundreds to thousands of exhibitors there. And the guy that stole the limelight for the entire show, the biggest booth, big 50-foot LED screen, his wife and children are running the place.
Also, in the entrance, he had all the...
he had a lot of
the wall ads.
Registration.
He basically took over the entire show. I come over to you dressed to kill. The fanciest Italian suits, the best watches, everything.
It's Italian, it's true.
The best everything. Everybody surrounding him. I mean, there's literally unlimited free alcohol. You could taste. You could get drunk before you walk into the show.
With anything.
There's unlimited alcohol. There's unlimited amounts of influencers.
So it's obviously the energy.
And I walk, and everybody's attracted to his display.
Is it display or is it energy, Clappy?
It's everything. And I said, who is this beast of a guy? I have to have him on the show, and I got to get him as a advertiser. And with Maishi and us just sitting down with him for 5 minutes, we had a signed contract.
There's more to it. Hold on.
I was just blown away.
You're getting carried away. I met him a year ago at the show.
I got to move to that. I got to mention that.
Right. So for me...
So Ricardo, tell us your story. And
So how do we met? I got this crazy, guy, big, tall, with a hat, coming, cussing around last year at the BCB. Frank Moshe. And he said, what is this? Now, did you drink Iraq? He said, yes, this is similar to Iraq, different from Latin America. And he tasted, we had another friend that he was with him who would take care of catering for restaurants. And actually we make a challenge. We make a video that day. First time we make a video. I bet $100 live. I say, you're gonna like it. And he say, I don't like it. He tasted and he said, I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot take your money. I did like it. I'm not fanatic of anise, but he was honest and he didn't take the money. And we became really good friends. And we've been chatting. He texts me, I text him. He's crazy, I'm crazy. So we're all catching up. BCV is happening. He texts me, I need 2 tickets. I said, come, don't worry about it. I will get it for you. I said, who is the other one for? Don't worry about it. This year, right? This year. So he's at the gate and he called me and said...
But also, when I did the video in last year, it blew up. People were going crazy over his energy. I think 50,000, 100,000, crazy views. Anyway.
I've been blessed. I've really been blessed. I love what I do. This is my passion. I will not do anything else. I know it to the teeth. I've been selling spirits and wines since I was a child. Started at 19 selling wines. And decided to move to the United States in 1999, November 8th, 1999, before the 2000, remember all the computers were supposed to crash?
Y2K.
Y2K, it was the best thing for me to happen.
Why?
Moved to America, I'm Italian, I come from Europe, beautiful lifestyle, but the economics are different. If you really want to make things happen, Frank Sinatra used to say, you make it there, you make it everywhere.
So you grew up where?
In Italy.
Because the reason why I said why I love America, I'm bleeding the stripes of the flag. When people tell me they come from third world countries and they came to America and they felt freedom and they were able to walk down the streets and be free, but you're coming from Italy. Italy sounds Italy's a first world country, right?
No, I had an amazing life.
Right.
So my father worked for the United Nations for 20 years. I live in France, Portugal, South Africa, Germany. I speak Spanish, French, Italian, English. I don't speak Yiddish yet, but I will learn in a point in time. But the point is, I come from an amazing country, but your resources are limited. How big can you become in a nation? The economics is controlled basically by the governments. So you come to the United States. The American dream exists. I'm on it, and I believe it. The opportunities are amazing. I have 4 kids. My kids graduated from one of the top universities. One in Emerson's, art and theater. She now lives in LA. The other one, American University, political science. Now she lives in San Diego. My other one, medical school, UM. And I have a 17-year-old boy, which he doesn't know what he's going to do with his life, but I'm sure he's going to find his path.
I'm sure he'll make much more money than all of them if he doesn't go to school.
Believe it or not, yes.
Maishi loves saying that.
So you came to America.
Moved to America. I told to the family, I was in the wine business. The family, we're producing wines. And I say, I need to take a master, international business, move into the United States, go over there, fall in love, opportunities, the vision. I'm always have big dreams. I'm a dreamer. I'm always dreaming when I'm awake. And I said, I'm staying here. They told me, okay, but you just have to be in the East Coast, anywhere in the East Coast, and you need to develop our company. I said, I'm staying in Miami. I moved to Miami. Beautiful people, sunny all the time. Love to come to New York, but I will never live in New York, shoveling snow in the winter, freezing my butt, and the traffic is a nightmare. It took me 2.5 hours to come from New York airport to all the way over here. So forget about it. It won't happen. It won't happen. Stay in Miami, and I start building the company as a family company. We sell in 72 countries. The wine.
72 countries.
And I became 1/3 of the total income of the company with just the United States and Canada. So I was the most important market. So they told me, do whatever you want. I was blessed to meet the Herzog family, and we start producing kosher wine for them. Never been in the kosher business. Didn't know nothing about it. I still today learning every day. I'm becoming closer and closer with every rabbis. I have them all on speed dial.
Becoming Jewish, Ricardo, or no?
Well, Morty's always say it is hard to become Jewish, because you need to, from the beginning, you need to understand everything. But I think, on my heart, I am. I respect and I honor so much to the Herzog because they give me so many opportunities. So I start making Bartenura for them. The number one wine that
the blue bottle?
Out of the blue.
That's their best-selling product in the world.
It is the number one wine at the moment.
My friend works for a liquor shop, and I think he's partial owner. His father owns the business, and some of the children joined the company. He told me that the number one selling bottle year after year after year after year is the blue bottle,
Bartenura.
the Bartenura blue bottle. But he said that you make like 25 cents a bottle. They don't let you make any money on it.
It is price driven. It's a Moscato. You're not selling Barolos. You sell a low income product. So that's the reason why you don't make money.
Were you the first one to make it for them, or they had someone else making it? You took it over the production?
We took it over the production. They start with somebody small. And actually, we lost the production because they became too big. So there was a point in time, Nathan Herzog came to us and said, we need to make this much. And we said, honestly, don't have the capacity to do it. But I keep the relation and keep building my relation with them and became really good friends. And I was the first one who brought a non-kosher spirits to the company. It was a rum from Panama. We make it kosher after. But then I come and I talk to Morty and I said, Morty, we have a situation over here. Royal wine is 99% kosher. There is a bigger market out there that you're not targeting. He said, what is your plan? I say, why we don't create a division? And we start bringing other people. And we did. I remember like yesterday, we hired a guy called Adric from San Martin, African-American, with a big cowboy hat. And we're in the second floor of the office, and I see, everybody white with a white shirt, with a yarmulke. And suddenly you have this black dude coming to the room with a big hat. And I said, yes, this is what we need. And today, we have a lot of Hispanic, multicultural, and we create a strong multiple cultural division. We respect, our principle. We are a kosher company. So all of the products that come through our building are kosher. We get the highest certification. I was just with the Ravi Starik from the Badat certification in Israel. We do OU, CRC. We have every single one. And we respect that.
Not only you have every flavor alcohol and wine, you have every flavor rabbi giving certification.
Well, it depends on the
Every
market.
flavor ethnicity.
Of course, that's the whole idea.
Multicultural.
That's the whole principle.
So how many non-Jewish ethnic brands are now in the portfolio of Royal?
None. Everything is kosher.
No, but
How many brands? How many companies like you?
778 SKUs we have today on the spirits division.
778 SKUs?
SKUs in the
Let's
spirits
just keep it to
division.
770. You know?
Just in
you have Voda, right?
we have Voda Vodka, which is the number one vodka right now in New York, in New Jersey.
Voda? V-O-D-A?
Voda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flying. We have Black Irish,
Black Irish.
which is an amazing product made with Mariah Carey, and
What is it? What is it?
it's an Irish cream.
An Irish cream whiskey? Or
It's an Irish cream. It's like Bailey's.
like a liquor drink?
Like it's just imagine a cream, not lactose, base, and Irish cream. We have tequilas. We have one of the largest selection of tequilas, mezcals, Mexico tequila, which is we just kick off the brand 8 months ago and it's flying off the shelf. We do almost 30,000 cases. We have Agauardiente from Colombia. So on my relation with Morty, he said, you know what, we should get an Agauardiente, and all the Aguardientes in Colombia are owned by the government. So you need to deal with the
Agauardiente
government.
is the drink that you make. This is it. The Bacan.
I'm gonna take you to the next step. My God, you gotta be patient in life. The tree grows slow. So this is what happened. We go to Colombia. I sign a deal. We bring this product. It's called Ron Viejo de Caldas, Agauardiente Cristal, and Amarillo. Amarillo, which is today is the hottest brand that you can have. We just kicked off the brand last year, and we did 80,000 cases on the first year. What is the problem? It's government. And the quality have to be controlled by the government. You don't put a government in control of quality. That's the reality. It's not gonna.
You'll get the motor vehicles.
It's not gonna happen. So I met with these guys and I say, you know what? I want to make the first kosher, organic, low-proof aguardiente. He told me
Low proof?
alcohol.
Low, not too high.
Yeah, ABV a little bit lower. People are into health, less alcohol, better quality. They told me it's not gonna happen. Why it's not gonna happen? The law in Colombia doesn't allow you to do it. When there is a will, there is a way. And I start.
My father always says, when there's a will, there's a relative.
Yeah. We find that one too. So this is what happened. I started going and asking and many people, and they say, you know what? You can produce aguardiente. Not a problem. But you have to do it in a duty-free area. So you're in a Colombia territory, but not in Colombia. I said, beautiful. That's what I'm going to do. And I decide to make with my wife. My wife is Colombian. So in honor to my wife, I said, you know what? We're going to make something that actually is going to change the narrative of the aguardiente. Because I will get into the history of what aguardiente people think it is. We decide to do it, go through the process, we start producing it. Aguardiente, if you ask any Colombian, aguardiente is the spirit, the national spirit of Colombia. You start drinking it when you're 14. Bar mitzvah, 13 is your first shot. That's the way it works, And from then, it's bottles and bottles and bottles. Laws and regulations of drinking in Colombia is not the United States. It's a little bit different.
If you could reach the counter, you could buy it.
That's it. If they can see your hand to put the coin into the table, they can give you the drink. That's it. As simple as that. So it's complicated. People drink it in shots, and it's burning sensation because most of the aguardientes are made out of molasses. Molasses is a subproduct of the sugarcane juice. So when you press the cane, you get this juice. From this juice, you put it in a spinner and you get the sugar, the brown sugar that you drink for your coffee and everything. It comes from that. Whatever is left over is called bagazo or wines, the leftover. It becomes molasses. You make alcohol of it. Most of the rums are made out of molasses. The majority of the rum, and there's Some agricultures, they do it from the first press. I say, I don't want that. I want purity. And the purity, you get it only in the first press of the sugarcane juice. So
now we're in the sad season of when the destruction of the temple happens.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Now we're just commemorating the 9 days that led to the destruction of the temple. So it's interesting. When it comes to the temple, all the oil that you use in the temple, it had to be the purest, the first squeeze.
Correct.
The Bible says it has to be like the purest. It has to be the finest, the first squeeze.
And 9 days alcohol, you can't drink wine.
Can't
but
drink
you
wine,
could
but you
drink
can
Bacan.
You can drink Bacan. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Great point. So it's interesting is that you said you don't want the leftover stuff, the molasses.
No.
You want the first squeeze.
Correct.
So it's very interesting.
So that's
it works out with the timing.
And it's interesting, the reference points that you just used with the temple, because that is the reality. One of the biggest issues today every industry has is to try to reduce the cost of things. They neglected the beginning of, the traditions. And I did the opposite. I went to the beginning of the tradition. Agauardiente has to be drinking in a shot, chill, people enjoy it. But doesn't have to burn you, doesn't have to make you feel bad, and you don't have to wake up with a big headaches. So how do we do that? Respecting the beginning. First, press sugarcane juice, number one. A star anise instead of anisette, because I'm European. So we decide to mix the Colombian cane juice with the European star anise, the Spanish anise, which is a high quality product, instead of using anisette. All the producers of aguardiente in Colombia, they use anisette. It's the leftover of the anise. It's the center of the anise, the bitter, the bite of the anise seed, that you use it for tea sometimes. And then I say, the best filtration system of the water, what will make it more special? And be sure that we are pure. I want to make it kosher. People tell me, you're crazy. Kosher don't drink aguardiente. Jews don't know what aguardiente is. And I say, I don't care. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. This will keep respect of what I'm trying to make. What happens when you make kosher products? Your pipes have to be just for your product. Your tanks have to be just for your products. And when you run it, it have to be just for your product. So that gives me purity. So by trying to follow my instinct that I want to be this purest product that it can be, it actually got a blessing on it. And I make it kosher. I work with a kosher company. Also, I respect in the company that I work for. So I've been working for Royal Wine for the past 3 years. I'm formally working for them. I'm the director of spirits development for Royal Wine. And I'm the one who's taking national position on all the spirit for our products. So I'm certified all the certification with the rabbis. I travel with them to keep the purity. So the good thing about my relation with them, I had the best of two worlds. Because Morty told me, this is your brand, develop it. He has never been jealous about that. And use my team to build your brand. But you're going to help us to build the rest of the company. And it's been already 3 amazing years. As I tell Morty all the time, I really appreciate. I learn so much with them all the time. I learn about tradition, religion, what we be truth for it. One of the beautiful thing about, them is the respect to the religion and to the respect to the honor of the people. So I love it.
Ricardo, if someone wants to start a brand, you've been doing it since you're 18, your family's in it, you have a lot of, what would you give them some few steps? Let's say, I guess they can make their own thing, make it all sophisticated like you, but I guess more of a simpler approach. Let's say someone says they're traveling in, I don't know, to Colombia or they go to Puerto Rico or, I don't know, Caribbean, and they discover a rum. What are the steps they have to take? What would you suggest? Would you say just order a pallet over and just knocking on doors? Like what steps would you tell them to bring in a brand?
This is the problem that most of the people have. They see something being successful and they think they can replicate that. The biggest mistake you can do.
I just want to say something. You said you see it selling well. It's a big rum. You bring in a couple of pallets and knock on a sticker. It's like
knock on some doors.
Because you're jumping all the hoops. He did it because he grew up with it. Just interesting.
But I believe he's not even to growing up with it. I was blessed to grow in the industry. I would never in the spirits. It changed my whole animal. Wine
is not called a spirit?
It's not. Mm-hmm. Wine is nature. It's a fruit that turns into life, that goes into a bottle and continues to evolve. That's why wines go bad. Spirits, no. Spirits are the still product based with any kind of grain, sugar cane, whatever it is. But as soon as you put it in the bottle, it stops.
It's dead.
It's dead. There is no evolution. And the wine, no. Why wine is so sacred for us, kosher? Because there is an evolution. It's the connection to God. In the spirits, you don't have that.
It never goes bad.
It never goes bad.
So
wines go bad.
If someone's on vacation, they see a nice product, they want to bring it to the U.S.
So, going back to your first question, how do you get in the industry? Number one, you need to understand. Not because you think tequila is hot, you're going to buy more tequila. As a matter of fact, I have a big argument with my wife when I start this brand. My wife told me, make a tequila. And I said, I don't want to make a tequila. I want to make an aguardiente. Nobody knows aguardiente. You didn't know what aguardiente was?
No idea.
Just to pronounce it is difficult in Spanish. Aguardiente. We make a contest to people to try to say it.
Make a spelling bee. Nobody will ever pass.
Never. You will get in the end and that's it. Forget about the G and it won't happen. So this is what happened. I decided to do it. Why? Because I believe in the category. I know how big it is. I understand it. So you need to get into the business that you understand. If you have never touched a bottle of alcohol and you think you're going to start a business, my suggestion, buy a second bottle and drink it.
And when you're going to buy a second bottle, make sure to buy its Bacan.
Because the reality is that don't believe because you see something being successful, you're going to duplicate it. It's not true. You need to have the DNA. Yes, of course, there is lucky shots and somebody make it a shot and it's successful. But it's not like that. You need to feel it. This brand, I live this brand. I feel it. Everything that I did with this brand, everybody told me you're crazy. Agauardiente, forget about it. Organic, forget about it. Kosher, not even think about it.
How many doors are you in now?
We're in 16 states in only 2 years.
16, 1-6.
1-6. We just finished Argentina. It's open. Duty-free Panama and Colombia, Ecuador. And I'm right now dealing with one of the largest, which I cannot disclose at the moment, spirits company in Spain that's reaching out to me. Spain is this first market in Europe on this category. So, you want to start a business? Be sure that you understand it.
So before you import that first pallet, learn the business really well.
You need to understand to the T the business. Is that the category you want to get in? The category is huge. You can make single malts or you can make blend whiskeys. You can make tequila or you can make, mixto, which is a tequila that is not 100% tequila. You can make vodka. You can make vodka made out of grain or out of potatoes or out of corn. So there is so many different channels. You say, you know what? I'm a fan of single malts. Go and educate yourself about single malts. Learn about it. What you're going to create it is going to make you different from the rest. I have a philosophy in life. I always say there is always somebody better looking than you with more money than you. So you need to have your DNA have to be, I'm not a tall guy. I'm 5'6". My wife is 5'9". I'm not Brad Pitt when I walk into the room. My wife turns around everybody when she walks into a room. But I have something that nobody else has. And I'm honest to myself. And that makes me different. So that's what you have to do with the product. After you decide that you're going to do that, be solid. People are going to tell you you're going to fail. That's not going to work. Price point. The average price point on Agauardiente is $20.
A bottle.
A bottle.
750 milliliters.
750 milliliters. I did it 700 mLs and I sell it for $50.
Less and more money.
You know why? It's not because I want to cut the 50 milliliters. It's because I can sell in Europe. There's a regulation on the law. You need to understand laws too. It's not just about the product. Then it comes the compliance. And with the compliance, you figured it out what you're legal or not legal to do. We are controlled by ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. You can buy a kilo of marijuana, a gun, or a bottle of tequila. We are regulated by the same team. All my background is ruled by ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. And then you put life to your product. So there are 3 elements on Bacan. Number 1, we're Colombian by nature. Colombia is the most trendy place in the planet today. Shakira, singers, you find it. Botero, artists. I just had a friend of mine who sold a paint of Botero that he bought. His father gave it to him as a wedding gift, and he sold it for $2 million.
$2 million.
Botero is one of the most rated, painters and sculptors of Colombia today. And like that, you find many. So I decide to make this product. And I say, you know what? I'm going to make it unique. So Colombia is the essence of it. But what else is there? We use 3 elements. Number 1 is the flowers. Colombia is the number 1 flower export in the world. So orchids, it's my flower. It goes part of our symbol. Jaguar, which you see the ports of the jaguar. Why? Because the jaguar is the animal of the jungle and preserve this jungle. And it's an extinction. So
the jaguar, that's like a cow?
The jaguar is like a tiger. You guys...
jaguar.
A jaguar.
Oh, now you're going to get into the language.
I was trying to understand it also.
Oh, my God. It's okay. And the next one is the emeralds. The emeralds is the diamonds of Colombia. The number 1 country in the world for emeralds is Colombia. So we use those 3 elements. We connect everything. So everything that we produce has a meaning.
So you produce a few drug cartels here and there.
You know what? Very good point. But I always say that I deal with the 2 most corrupted countries in the world. Mexicans with the tequila and Colombians with the aguardiente. But it's not the essence. The percentage of that is very low. No, it's not true.
It's a few people, the cartels. No.
Yeah, it's not everybody, It's
What's that like, dealing with cartels?
Never had the opportunity, thank God.
So you can operate business in Colombia and not have to deal with the cartels?
The reality is there's a misconception about that. When I'm married to my wife, I call my friends in Europe and I say, I'm going to marry. Do we marry in Italy or we marry in Colombia? They say, Colombia, everybody. Beautiful place, beautiful people. Everybody wants Cheaper. I didn't think about that part. I did it after, the math came to the total, But yes, and I decided the first day to celebrate 3 of the most important cities of Colombia. So my party was like a Jewish wedding, 3 days, started, very, very nice. And I told people, I want you to fall in love with the Colombia that I fall in love with it. It's a misconception.
Which 3 places did you go to?
We did celebrate everything in Bogota.
Bogota, is that the capital?
The capital of Colombia,
Bogota, okay.
Correct. But we celebrate the ocean part. They're beautiful in the ocean part.
What are those cities called?
Cartagena, de Indias.
Yeah. And what's the 3rd one?
It's the south, which is basically the rainforest of that part.
What's that city called?
Medellin.
Those are the top 3 tourist spots.
Yeah, those are the top 3 tourist places.
I just hear people.
Medellin is huge.
Bogota
is the capital, and Cartagena is the ocean. Is beautiful.
So you had your wedding, but you're saying in terms of doing business in Colombia or Mexico, is it easy or you have to know? You have to pay tolls or no? What's the story?
In Colombia, you don't pay tolls.
Okay.
You don't pay tolls in Colombia unless that you're dealing with the government. Okay, I remember I told you most of the aguardientes are owned by the government. So
but you figured out the loophole to making it into the duty-free zones, or
without having to be with the government.
Right.
Correct. Mexico, you do have to pay. On the tequila side, it's complicated.
You have to pay the cartels.
We don't deal with that. The Mexicans and the owners of the distilleries.
The banana company Dole, they're in Colombia?
They are in Colombia. Yes.
I read a huge article in the New York Times a few years ago how they had to be in bed with the cartels, and they were paying them, and if not, their workers would get taken hostage. It was crazy.
It is true. It is true. Well, Colombia just got elections, and the new party that wins, is Abelardo Esprella. It's extreme right. He's a great guy. He's going to make a big difference for the country. I'm sure about it. And they're going to try to fix that. Colombia is an amazing place, wealthy. If they wouldn't have the corruption they have, that country will be one of the wealthiest countries in the world. It's amazing. They have everything.
See, we have the same corruption in America. We just have lobbyists wearing suits and ties. It's the same. We have the same thing. We have the same cartels. They just wear suits and ties.
Well, the worst cartel is alcohol. Every single state, there's a different law. Certain states.
I was going to
Right?
50 states.
Tell us how crazy it is. I know Ohio, you have to do.
You have 17 control states.
Controlled.
The control states means all sales, liquor stores are controlled by the state. So you do a presentation and you go and talk to the board of the state. And these are the guys who actually decide if your product comes in or not.
Very undemocratic.
Yes, but you have to remember, it's like everything, The alcohol was legalized in 1930 in the United States. Somebody have to make money out of it. Just look what happened now with marijuana.
And which means, hold on, every store is owned by the state, right?
In Canada. Every employee, like Canada, exactly.
LCBO or
LCBO, SAQ, BCB, if you go to Bacan.
I lived in British Columbia for a year in 2006. Every single liquor store was owned by the government. But I'm very.
But he's saying,
but it was funny. The stores they were ran pretty well. Actually, it was like almost felt like capitalism because the stores were ran well.
No,
I'm just being clean. It was nice.
In Ohio, the stores don't look so pretty. In Canada, much better.
It's Ohio, but you can go to other control states. There are.
I never knew this. There's 17 states in America that the liquor shops are owned by the government.
Yes, sir. The last one was changed.
Give me an example of some states. You said Ohio.
Washington State just turned around. The West Coast is open market.
On the East Coast,
Pennsylvania
is owned by the state.
Pennsylvania is owned by the state.
But what's interesting is when I went to visit my sister in California when I was 8 years old, the first time I went on a plane, and I got to CVS the first day. I don't know. She went there to get diapers or wipes or I don't know, get toiletries for the house. And I'm 8 years old, and I think I was a half smart kid, whatever. And I'm walking down the store in CVS, and there's aisles full of alcohol. And in Crown Heights in Brooklyn, where I lived, at that time, it was all behind like bulletproof glass.
They don't sell liquor in CVS
actually, yes.
Here.
No, he's right.
No, hard liquor.
He's right.
Hard
in California.
Some of the states.
What I'm saying is that California, which is such a tight, controlled state, in 1995, when I was 8 years old and I went there, it was literally on the shelves in CVS. Hard liquor.
Some states allows you to have.
And now I'm saying what I'm shocked is that it's a really, really like socialist state, California, and there it was so easy. It was in the pharmacies.
You can go to Texas today, and Texas has something that is called B license, which means you own a restaurant. Me as a brand owner come and talk to you. You cannot buy the product from me. You need to buy it from a retailer. The retailer have to give you a discount because you are an on-premise account, a restaurant or a bar. But I cannot sell it to you.
So a distributor cannot sell it.
No.
And you would think Texas is a democracy.
That's why I put you Texas as an example.
So that's why it's so shocking.
You talk to me about the left side of California. I'm talking you to the extreme right in Texas.
Correct. That's why it's so shocking.
That's exactly right. But this is the law of the alcohol. Guys, don't go too far. Weed just became legal. Why?
Why did weed become legal? I'm not sure I'm for
lobbyists.
it. I don't know.
Lobbyists. He asked me
Taxes.
why.
Oh, why? They collect taxes on it. It was illegal, so they weren't collecting taxes on it.
Correct.
It's a moneymaker.
So if the government knows they cannot stop something, we better make money out of it. That's it. And that's exactly what happened with the alcohol. Thank God, it's an amazing industry. There is a lot of wealth in the industry. The biggest brands, they have been sold in the United States. Casamigos. $2.2 billion.
Oh, they have the three different color tequilas. They're big.
Exactly. And like that, I can mention many. Bacardi is a family company. They own the largest, spirits industries. They paid Patron $1.7 billion.
There's big exits.
Of course.
Let's get more into it, but let's talk about our sponsors, Clampy.
I love talking about our sponsors. Pass me some. We're talking about spirits, but if you're going to drink a drink that's not alcohol based. It better be healthy because you're into healthy.
Without a doubt.
You're into being kosher certified.
Yes.
And you're into taking a product that already exists and making it better. So this company, Pure Aloe, realized that one of the healthiest drinks is drinks that are made with pure aloe. You have to go to Asia to get the best pure aloe. He sends the best certifications and rabbis to Asia, to the plants where they make it. Tries to make it very low in sugar. He even has a sugar-free. He even has a sugar-free line. Very natural, very healthy, very hydrating. No artificial coloring, no powder, no GMO. Real aloe pulp, and I fell in love with this company, this Pure Aloe.
A little sip, and we said it.
So hold on a second. The other one is mango,
peach.
And
You think it mixes
One
well?
is guava.
Okay.
Does it mix well?
We're gonna do it with Bacan.
Which flavor should I mix it with?
We're gonna.
By
do
the way,
one-
I want to tell you a secret. I've been mixing it every week already. And
With Bacan, right?
I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm having a lot of fun. Hold on 1 second. Let me get some.
We need to get
let's get
open
the
a
Bacan
bottle.
going on
Open a
over
bottle. There you go. Sorry guys, I'm not used to have a mic in front of me, so
You want me to pour it?
I want to taste it first.
Let me pour it.
He's a guava or are you doing peach?
This is guava.
Let me get. You also mixing mine?
It's an amazing nose.
Of course.
It's an amazing nose. This product.
You should know. Kloppy knows how to talk about your product from the presentation at BCB. He talks about the.
Smell is just unbelievable. This
Pour it over here.
Oh,
Pour over here.
Did you put it on mine yet?
of course.
Okay.
There you go. So I'm gonna give you the recipe. You're gonna use 3 ounces of pure aloe, okay, and you're gonna put 1 ounce of Bacan. You're gonna put it in a glass with ice, and then you're gonna drink it. And I challenge all your people to taste it. They're gonna feel amazing with 2 amazing products.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Oh, can't get tired of drinking this.
You see?
Smooth.
Also, I know.
That was really good.
It was really.
You see?
So I'm happy now we brought us big boxes, Kloppy.
A lot of
so you can
boxes.
Really see
It's
big.
all about presentation. Besides, you already have the best product in the world, but the way you put it in these gorgeous bottles with these gorgeous caps and hang tags in a presentation box, you go to somebody for the weekend. You know, you go to the Hamptons or by us, there's like 250,000 Hasidic
Catskills.
Jews going to the Catskill Mountains. You're going to somebody
I
for a
know,
weekend.
beautiful.
You're going for somebody for a weekend. They're hosting you. They're giving you meals. They're giving you a place to sleep. If they have a pool, you know, a hot tub, everything, whatever. You can't just bring them a bottle. You got to bring them a Bacan bottle.
Look how cool with this.
No matter which
With the
bottle.
rope, the real glass.
That rope
This
is
is just-
make it. Everything is put by hand.
By hand.
It doesn't have a single glue
Wow.
on it.
What about this leather? What about this leather hang tag?
That is basically.
Look at this leather hang tag, Bacan. The label, everything is just done to perfection. Absolute
Ricardo, the
perfection.
packaging costs more than the liquid, probably a lot more, right?
No, the liquid is. We are the most expensive product produced today in Colombia.
This is the liquid gold. This is the liquid gold.
But it's amazing. Actually, I will suggest your other, sponsor to start mixing it.
You have to
we
be
can do
careful.
a co-packing.
Make sure
with
not
it.
to drink.
I love that.
Make sure not to drink and drive. But when you buy a bottle of Bacan, put away the car keys because
Yes.
you're not having just one shot.
You're gonna love it.
What's the alcohol again, Ricardo?
We have 2 presentations. One is the 24 alcohol, which
Right.
is the blue one, usually for shots, and the 29 for cocktails. Higher proof alcohol, so people can actually taste the alcohol. But the product is great. It mixes well. The typical way to drink aguardiente, which in the dialect of Colombia is guaro.
Guaro.
It's guaro. It means always chill. You put it in the refrigerator and you get a shot chill. It is amazing. It is an amazing product.
One of the reasons why the 9 days is so difficult is because I'm not able to snack on my favorite beef biltong from CH Butcher. CH Butcher is also a local butcher shop and restaurant. They have the butcher shop on Albany Avenue and then the meat restaurant on Troy Avenue. They do the slaughtering of the animals locally. It's American Angus beef, the highest quality.
Love it.
All their poultry is natural, small farms. From the slaughterhouse to your table within a day or two. It's just done right. And when you go into their butcher shop on Albany or the restaurant on Troy Avenue in Brooklyn, you just get the full experience. Then they have the snacks to go.
And you got the black truffle.
Yeah, black truffles.
I come from the town of the truffle.
Where the
I was
dogs,
born
where the
in
dogs,
Alba.
where the dogs
Ricardo,
go, and
we
they
can't eat meat today because of the 9 days.
Because
But
of the 9
Ricardo,
days.
you're the guy, the local Shabbos guy. Ricardo, you the Shabbos guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you got to get the real, honest opinion on show.
At least we
Live.
get someone on the show who can try it. And then
Love it.
the package. I really like the packaging. I actually asked them who the designer is, a Miami designer.
I love the truffle smell. I grew up with truffle.
Italian.
So white truffle in Piemonte. It's spicy. I like the flavor. It comes only for October, November, December. And then basically it dies. It's amazing.
Ricardo, if you want to keep that figure, that skinny figure, zero,
I love it. Zero
sugar, 0 carbs, 16 grams of protein.
This is great,
This is the
guys.
natural stuff.
Well, I challenge you to taste it in 9 days. It's good.
So the butcher beef biltong comes in many flavors. It doesn't get healthier. And if you come back from the gym and you want to quickly
You know what
eat
I love
something,
it? It's not dry.
That's right.
One of the biggest problems, these beef jerkies has is always too dry. This is not dry at all. I really like it.
you have this with the Bacan. You got to get a ready-made
That's it.
a ready-made meal.
Great product.
Clappy, how about a car? What do we do about
So
a
we
car?
don't drink and drive. So
Right.
after you have a couple of good shots of Bacan, you rest up for the night. You wake up in the morning. You want to get back to your 9 to 5. The only way to get into a pair of wheels all over is my friends at Wheels to Lease. Wheels to Lease, they not only finance you the best cars, lease you the best cars, buy out your cars, figure out how to negotiate your mileage. They also get anybody approved for a line of credit. Businesses need a $250,000 line of credit that all their workers could get cars. They could get fleets, trucks. Got to deliver alcohol. You got to get you got to get cars for the salespeople. They get the lines of credit. People call them all the time. New York,
cargo
New
vans.
Jersey,
They have cargo
vans, cherry pickers for electrical companies, plumbing companies.
Arabs.
Yeah, of course, Arabs. People call them up. They're like, we need a whole fleet of cars. We can't do paperwork all day. They give them a $250,000 line of credit in minutes. Also, my friends call up from New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Connecticut. They call for the car they want. They know which car they want. They want the GV80, or they want the Hyundai Sonata, or they want the Toyota Camry, the Sienna. They want the Honda Pilot. They call them up. They get them the best prices. There's no negotiations. They give you the price. They do the credit. 2 hours later, the car is in your driveway. They just do it right. Everybody I know that's working with Wheels to Lease is extremely happy. And we get all those voice notes from all our happy customers. They're like, I get calls all the time. Who should I call? Just call out my friend Izzy, or you call Izzy Herman or Saul Hershkup from Wheels to Lease. You're in great hands. Who else do we have today?
Your cap.
Oh, if you want to buy online, let's say anybody in your family, you want to go on Amazon, eBay, you want to buy a toaster oven, you want to buy a bicycle, you want to buy a treadmill, you want to buy a blender, a convection oven, a barbecue grill now. People are barbecuing now. Today, there's a million links on Amazon, on eBay, on all these popular companies.
Yep.
But what's really a good deal? They all say 60% off, 80% off. They do this all day long, 50, 60, 80. This company, PZ Deals, they search the web, millions and millions of links, and they see what's a really good deal. So you go to your iPhone, your Apple, your Android app, you load PZ Deals, or you go to their website, PZ Deals, you check any product you want, and you'll see the best companies, brands, and links to buy that product at that day. The pricing is wild. I tell people, if you buy something online today and you don't look for a PZ Deal link, you're definitely getting ripped off.
But is it membership or is it actually
Free. Everything's free. Everything's free. It's obviously they make money if you use their link. They make a
course,
penny. So they make a penny by you using that link or 2 cents, but you're saving $1,000
Correct, I get
on
it.
that coffee machine or pizza oven. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Since we are a food guest here, I just want to update. We did mention our tea is coming out this summer. However, unfortunately, our local manufacturer came up with a very expensive price, and we want it to be affordable. So we're working with overseas manufacturers now to see how we get our tea that I was hoping it would be out this summer to be available at a affordable price. I want people to drink it all day long.
What is this, the tea water?
Yeah, this is the hibiscus, the tea water.
Hibiscus tea water.
Great.
Yeah, tea water, just water and tea, nothing else. No sugar, no this, no sweetener, no caffeine.
Yeah, I want to tell you something. This looks like right out of a drugstore. Just like,
This is what samples look
I want
like
to tell you something.
when they come, right?
That's exactly how they look.
I saw people wearing $1,000 shoes that had like a barcode on them. Today, the crazier. I'm starting to think
Maybe this should be the practice.
We couldn't find a designer, so our new brand is just a barcode and a thing, and it's $9.
No, we want to be affordable. We want to be everyday drink, and obviously we want it to mix with
Bacan, of course.
I heard that Richel Mill, because you like fine watches. I heard that
Richard
Mill, and we're a business show. People want to hear.
I love watches.
People, you know that we had I'm not going to say the name. We had a multi-billion-dollar bank reach out to us. We sat down last week with them for about a 2-hour lunch. It was about 2 hours.
Yeah.
One of the biggest executives in the whole company said that they could only stay for an hour, but they still stayed for like an hour and 20 minutes. They were having so much fun.
What do you mean? They still only stay for a half hour. They stay for 2 hours.
Oh, that's whatever. So, anyways,
A Latin.
we were having so much fun, and one of the things they said is that they watch our episodes, they watch our show, and they said you are business driven, and we love what you're doing, and we'd love to get our bank on board, and we're negotiating, it's something big is about to happen. We're hoping. Make a long story short. I read now books on business because now that we're a business show and a lot of young entrepreneurs are watching our show.
Now that you're a businessman, Clappy.
I'm a business, exactly.
He left his 9 to 5 7 months ago.
After 14 years, 7 months ago, I left my 9 to 5.
He used to work in a little cubicle. Hello, customer service.
Hello, how you doing? How can I help you? You know, I was sales. I was doing sales. But I mean, sales is customer service because they call it a complaint also. Although
it was a process. You learn a lot of things from there. Then now you're going to execute it on your own thing.
It is a multi-billion-dollar a year company, and they do give the customer. They're all about the customer so I did get the experience of treating the customer right and having a relationship with them and the whole 9 yards. And then the last 5 to 7 years, I was doing Judaic and art on the side. Moshe introduced me to that industry, so I was balancing both. And after 14 years, I just pull the plug. But I was reading his book, do homework, read business books and get into that mood and feel it. And I read that Richard Mill, am I pronouncing it? Richard Mill, the first time he left other big billion-dollar watch companies, the owner, and his team, he hired a few people and they designed the watch. And the first watch ever, he put in a lot of his training and technique and design, and it was from when the liquor company, from when he thought of the dream until they put out their first watch, it was the marketing team and the design team and the pricing team and the exporting. I could imagine the regulations with Geneva, with Swiss, whatever. Make a long story short, they put out a typo in the first magazine ad they put, probably a very expensive ad. Instead of putting 8,000, it was 80,000.
And they saw it.
and the CEO, he almost had cardiac arrest. He saw the ad; it's 10 times the price, and he's like, "How do we do he was thinking, how do we do a retraction? Legal to whatever, and order starters coming in."
That's the way it works.
So I'm thinking, sometimes you'll tell me more about it. Sometimes you get into a brand where I'm either going to be the cheapest, and then you're fighting the rat race to the bottom. The Walmarts, the Targets are just a rat race to the bottom. And sometimes you become successful by being the most expensive. I'm elite. I don't have any. I have limited amounts.
That's what I decide to do. Because there is always somebody better looking than you with more money than you. So to being cheap, everybody can replace you because there is always going to be somebody cheaper than you. You have to be genuine with what you promise. You have to deliver what you say you will and charge the right price. I make money with Bacan. I do. I spend a fortune. I haven't made a single penny yet, but I'm not afraid. Sometimes we have this conversation with my wife, and my wife tells me, your liver must be bulletproof. And I say, it is. Because I believe in what I'm doing. Most of the people stop because they see these challenges and they don't know what's going to happen. You just have to keep pushing. That mistake, it was not a mistake. It was a blessing. Because today, his brand is one of the most expensive brands that you can find. Even Patek Philippe hasn't been able to do that mistake. Can you imagine? So my mistake maybe was decide to get into a category that nobody wants to get in because it's too complicated. My mistake maybe was because I decided to do it kosher. And maybe because I decided to do it so special, they have to be organic, lower alcohol, pure as possible, and expensive. But it's not my mistake. That's my direction. That's where I'm going.
Why do spirit brands seem to spend so much money in marketing? And what's the ROI But I see there's some smaller brands that they don't spend any money. And how does it work? And what has history shown?
Most of the companies owned by the spirits, when you talk about Diageo, Brown-Forman, the big spirit companies, they report to a board. And I've seen this many times. They really don't care. Their goal is to turn from a 50,000 to 100,000 to 100 million so they can sell the brand.
It's always for the exit.
It's for the exit. So the problem, when you're just looking at the end, you never enjoy the trip. If an end comes to me one day, and I'm not going to lie to you, and somebody comes and really puts serious money on the table, I will think about it. But at the moment, I enjoy it every time I don't have money to pay the bills. It's a challenge because it shows me that I can make it. You know how many times I didn't have the money to pay for the glass? Because, yes, Royal is my importer, but this is self-finance. I have glass sitting in Colombia. I have labels sitting in Colombia. I have corks. I have people. I have alcohol. I need to buy the alcohol because the alcohol from the beginning have to be kosher and sitting in a tank that is only my tank. There's a lot of money over there, but I'm enjoying the process because it just proves me that I can make it happen. It's like when Jews came out of Israel. Everybody was going to different places and a struggle. Why today the Jewish community, only being 2% of the total population, is the strongest one?
2%? 0.02.
In the United States, it's 2%.
No, United States for sure 2%.
We are
saying around the
2%.
whole
We
world,
are
0.02.
2% in the United States.
Yeah.
But it's the
world,
strongest
0.02.
one. Why? Because all the challenge that went through it makes you stronger to be able to deal with it. That's the reality. So that's where I am. And I'm not afraid. I know it's going to happen. This brand is going to become the number one. You can write it. What day is today? Today is the 21st, the 20th of July.
Today's the 20th, yeah.
2026. In 3 years, you're going to invite me again. And I'm going to come and I'm going to tell you all the success stories of this brand. In 3 years, no more than that. I'm going to be the number one Agauardiente, premium, leading category. I have a PR agency in New York educating people about the category. Nobody else is doing it. So that's it.
You're educating right now on the show.
Correct. People don't understand it.
So because we're a business show, and Moshe mentioned a great question. Somebody sees a product, they see it selling well in another country, they think maybe they could do it, but maybe they're not passionate about it. Next question. Somebody is very, very passionate about a product, and they learn everything that there is about the product. They do the education, they read, they study, they sit down with people like you. If it's a product, a shoe, a pants, a shirt, a necktie, a watch, they see a lot of successful watch companies. They learn all the regulations, the importing laws, the taxes for every state, sales tax, quarterly tax, business tax, corporation filing, everything. Everything kosher, and if it's a kosher product, kosher certification, customs, importing, etc.
Whatever it is.
Firearms.
Getting their
whatever it is.
Except whatever it is, they get the right loans. They get the SBA loans. Of course, they call my friend Yankee Markowitz the best guy in the world for SBA loans because you're a small business. Now, you get your product, high quality product, and you go into the stores, and let's say it's a belt or it's a buckle or it's a watch or it's somebody, and it's crowded. There's a million people already in that industry. What is the process of getting distributors and stores to take your product? And how do they tell their story as well as you tell their story?
Very good question. Because it's going to happen in every single category. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. I think the key is find the person who believes in what you're making. Because people remember, and I was just mentioning this before we started the show, the biggest problem people have is they forget where they come from. But if you really pick those guys who remember where they started, they will support you. Why do you think I'm successful with Royal? Royal is an 8th generation family business.
8th generation?
8th generation. Is the oldest generation producing wine in the United States.
Wow.
Nobody knows this. But
Not Gallo?
No Gallo.
Gallo is how many generations?
Gallo is going to the 5th generation right now. The Herzog family is 8th generation, but they never forget where they come from. and they believe on you. Morty make a big bet on me. He trusts me. He let me do a lot of things. So you always going to find somebody who believes in what you're trying to accomplish because they already went through the hurts to make it for themselves. That's it.
I was just listening to Morty's cousin in LA, right?
Yes.
What's called Morty LA? What's his brand?
No, he is in charge of the Herzog Winery.
So he said Royal Wine was a company in the Lower East Side, and the partners gave up on the company. One of the partners was Izzy Englander, the billionaire from Millennium's father. And he was an employee, right? Their great-grandfather was an employee. They gave up in it. So, let me work out a payment plan. I'll buy you all out because they gave up in it already. Obviously, maybe by then his son was the billionaire. I don't know how long that took, Englander. And then he built it up slowly. Then I think he mentioned he brought in grape juice because grape juice was a new invention to make Kiddush on that they had a
what is the second largest grape juice in the United States?
Welch's is the biggest, right?
Is the number one.
And Herzog Kedem is the second?
Kedem is the second one.
Wow. But Kedem is isn't like Kedem broken into the wine and spirits and the food separate division, or grape juice is both?
They're separate divisions.
Separate.
Yes, they keep it separate. Keiko is the food side, and Royal is the spirits and wine.
Could you teach our audience about the 3 levels of distribution in alcohol and spirits? How does that work in the U.S.?
It was created a 3-tier system, it's called. You need to have an importer, somebody who brings your product into the United States.
Or manufacturer.
Or manufacturer. In that case, you are the manufacturer, so you don't need an importer. That's why a lot of the California wines is a lot easier to sell in the United States. Less regulations too. So you need to have an importer for the whole United States, so you can divide the country in different pieces. Then you need to have a distributor for each state. So the United States is 50 countries. Because there are 50 states, it's like having 50 countries in one country. And then you need to have, the retailers. So you, as a regular Joe, trying to buy a product from me, I cannot sell it to you. You have a big party and you say, you know what, Ricardo, give me a break because we're friends. I'm sorry. You need to go and buy it to a retailer.
Not even a distributor.
Not even the distributor.
You
need to go to the shop.
In every state, it's like that.
Of course. Why? Because you have 3-tier systems, 3 taxes that comes with it. The federal tax, the state tax, and the local tax.
On one bottle of alcohol, there's so much money coming in.
So I'm gonna make a number. If a bottle of wine costs you $5 in Europe, you're gonna pay $15 on the shelf, just by the tax layers that goes into it.
In New York.
It's an average in the States.
In America.
The States. 15.
Triple the price.
From 5, it's 3 times the price.
And if it's made, let's say, a California wine?
It's a little bit less. It's a little bit less because
10?
you don't have the...
You still have 2 out of the 3. You still have the state and you have the local.
You don't have the federal tax anymore. But you have taxes as a company.
Is there some loophole that if you are the manufacturer in a state, you could sell direct? Is there some states like New York?
Yes, you can do it. In New York, California, not every state can produce product too.
But if you're in a state that you could produce, you're allowed to sell direct to consumer on your website.
Yes.
But then there's state lines, right? It's in other laws?
Basically, if I sell it to you in Jersey, but I'm based in New York, I'm cross-state. Right. I cannot sell it to you.
You can't sell.
Because there are taxes in Jersey that are not being collected.
If somebody ever goes to California, and in the Jewish community, I'm sure a lot of people have an excuse to go to California.
Beautiful place. In LA, there is a big Jewish community.
I highly recommend, nobody asked me to say this, I just thought of it. I highly recommend people make a day trip in the valley. You go to Oxnard.
Oh, Oxnard, of
course.
Kedem,
the company that's distributing the Bacan, has a
beautiful
winery, a wine manufacturing plant. And it's the real deal. You literally watch them.
And a beautiful restaurant.
You see the vats of wine, probably the size of this room. And you see the hoses and the tanks.
John Herzog,
and you
the
see them
you just mentioned,
coming into the bottles, and you see it being bottled and labeled and taped and blah blah whatever.
And you finish in a restaurant,
and then the restaurant,
which is a gorgeous restaurant.
The restaurant I went there with my brother-in-law Chaim. We were once visiting California, and we had a lunch there. It was like the steaks and the sushi and the food. It was like
Everything. Top of the line.
You were there?
I go all the time.
It was like this
I work for the family.
There's mouth-watering explosions going on. It was crazy. And then after, for like $10, you sit down by the bar and they give you like 5 samples of wine. I'm not even a wine guy, but they were giving us like samplers of wine. Then one of the rabbis that lives in the community there, he knew all the workers there. He came for a prayer for mincha. He took us behind the scenes, and then he tells the guy, the bartender, whatever, the wine guy, whatever. He's like, no, give them the real stuff. And he starts like rattling off like special bottles. I'm not a big wine guy. I tell people, if you want to impress me, just give me freezing cold diet Dr. Pepper. But
oh my God, I hope with some Bacan, no?
Yeah, no. And now with the Bacan, obviously, with the pure aloe, before I was educated. But then they started bringing out like specialty wines. Now, again, I'm not a big expert. I'm trying to become a bigger expert on wine. But I was able to taste that some of the stuff that they were giving us.
It's amazing.
Shout out to Rabbi Muchnick. Some of the wines he was giving us were like the very serious stuff. But what I'm saying is that it's a really special experience to watch them. Like you were saying, that the wine is very holy and it's nature and the way sacred and the way it's
alive.
It's alive. So you get to feel the whole experience, not just going into a liquor shop. You go in California, you get the whole experience. But you've been there, so you know what I'm talking about.
Many times. I love it. That's one of the beautiful things about working with them.
Carlo, I understand that now in the market in America, for whatever reason, GLP or maybe marijuana is legal. Hearing that people are consuming less alcohol. Is that true? And what's your feelings about that?
It is true. It is truth. I think the GOP, to losing weight, all this Ozempic and all that.
Is alcohol heavy on calories?
In average, vodka has less calories than all the alcohols, combined. Bacan has less calories than vodka.
Oh, so it's
low calorie.
Low calorie?
Yes. We actually have 36 grams of calories for
a shot.
Yeah.
That's very low.
It's 60 is the average on vodka.
So people that are losing weight, have
so
fun,
if you are using
it.
Ozempic, please drink Bacan. It will not affect you at all. Or Monjaro, whatever it is.
What percent is alcohol consumption down in the past 3 years? 5 years?
For the past 2 years, is the biggest one. Is 30% down.
Wine and spirits across the board.
You cross the board, yeah.
Beer. People have like literally beer bellies. Beer is very heavy on calories. It's carbohydrates.
Beer, what it gives you the belly is the malt that you use to make the beer.
The malt,
Yeah, that's what it is.
So how's the industry dealing with that 30% drop?
You need to become more conscious about the quality of the product. People used to drink just to get drunk. The new generation are more health conscious, organic products, lower alcohol. That is the key, purest of the purest. If you talk to your kids today, they will eat less than you, but better than you. Remember we used to buy, go out and buy whatever, 10 shirts, and the kids would buy 2 t-shirts. They cost twice to do your 10 shirts. And those are the only ones they're going to wear because they want top quality. Quality has become a big factor in life of the persons, which I think is good. It's actually healthy.
If consumption is down, how do the retailers and distributors react? Is it easier to get shelf space? Is it harder? Are ingredients cheaper now since there's less demand? How does it work? Like in the
there is 2 ways to see this. I always see it as an opportunity. Because what's going to happen is people are going to start cleaning their closets and they're going to get what actually fits them, that what is their size. So there's a lot of products out there that people used to buy just because of a price point, because, the father used to drink it.
It's so low in calories, I have to have some more.
There you go. Hi. So that's the situation. The big companies is like a dinosaur. What is the problem with the big companies? That before they get the headache, they lose their legs because they're so far from it that they don't realize what's going on. They sit in a beautiful office looking, Times Square or Central Park and a beautiful building and the top floor with these crystal windows, but they don't know what's going down. I work the market. I tried as much as I can to go and talk to retailers. What's going on? You know how hard it was this month for me to pay the rent because, Diageo just came out with a deal that I cannot buy because I need to buy 100 cases and I cannot afford it. So your problem is not that you're not selling, it's that you're not buying the right quantities to be able to get the price. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you the right price and the quantities that you can buy. And that's it. But the big executives forget about that part. So the biggest hurt is in the companies that are not doing that. Royal Wine today, we are 18% up.
Sales are up 18%.
People are talking about all these issues. We just had a conversation with Morty a couple of days ago. We're up. Why? If you talk to David Herzog, the father of Morty, which is 70-something, I don't know this age, it might be 76 or 78. He goes to the stores and see what's going on. And you get a call from him, and he's going to tell you, why are you so high on this Glencairn product over here? That's what makes a difference.
I just messaged Charles Chaim from Keiko.
Yeah.
This past week I was in Stop and Shop. It's a big retailer,
big,
300-400 doors. And you're up big, huge food companies. I said, Chaim, how in the world did you get your placement right when you walk into Stop and Shop? He has his chestnuts, the Geffen.
Yeah.
And then the other side, literally right when you walk in, he's up against Coke and Pepsi and crazy
the
brands.
Big companies.
The big monsters. And he has his little, the beet juice, boom, right in the front. I said, Chaim, how in the world did your team get such premium placement in Stop and Shop in New York City, one of the hardest chains to break into? To get such amazing
What was
location.
his answer?
You just said, wrote chazak, like strong. Be strengthened. But it's, there's always that difference when you're a huge behemoth and you're not in tune with what's actually happening on the ground versus being
That's what I'm telling you. The
family-owned business,
the dinosaur died because we're too far from the head.
What I see in food, beverage, and in technology, people say, I used to raise money for I used to have beverage brands and we'll hopefully come with the newest one. And I had people like, oh, why could, Coca-Cola could copy you. Pepsi could copy you. I said, the way it works in big companies, there's almost zero innovation. And the time it takes for them to copy you, they already lost all the market share because you just got that whole market share.
That's correct.
And if they're going to try to play catch up, it's already too late. And they're better off just buying you out.
By the way, interesting thing. I remember one time I was going to do something, I don't know, make a product or whatever it was. And I told my father, oh my God, if I launch it too quickly, people are going to copy me and I'm going to lose it. And interestingly enough, he said that his mother told him about a little product he once made. She said, if you even think for a second of not doing a business because somebody else is going to copy you, you lose it. You have to just go into it full force. And who cares if somebody copies you or somebody doesn't copy you? You just got to...
I was having that conversation with my son.
Yeah.
He's 17. He's an entrepreneur. The guy is gonna do something. I don't know what yet, but he's gonna do something. And I told him, don't think that your idea, you're the first person who has it. On the evolution of the human, this idea, have you ever say, I'm gonna do this, and the next day you realize somebody's already doing it? Mm-hmm. It's already there. So don't be afraid, because you're not gonna be the only one, and you're not gonna be the first one. You just have to have the courage to do whatever your heart tells you to do. Go for it. And you're going to fail sometimes, which is okay. It's a process. It's a learning. You spend 14 years in a cubic learning about customer service. What do you do today? It's customer service. Because all the brands that you are promoting have to connect with somebody else. So that process, it was a learning process. It took you 14 years. Couldn't do it sooner, but that's okay. It's a different subject. But that's the reality. So your idea is not your first, and you're not the only one. There's a lot of people with the same idea.
Ricardo, at this point, we're not the first Jewish podcast business, but I believe at this point, we're maybe arguably the biggest. For sure, our reels get the most views, and we have the most sponsors. And we're not the first. We're probably the 30th or 40th or 50th. What, 50th podcast?
Moshe, I got a phone call last night I didn't tell you about. Even though we went to the gym this morning, I didn't tell him. I get a phone call last night, and I know I'm on speaker. This guy's like, is it really Clappy? I'm like, yeah, it's Clappy. He's like, you're from the Clappy and Frank show? I said, yeah, because I give out my phone number. I'm not hiding behind any layers.
Not yet.
Okay, whatever. And he's like, you said on one of your podcasts recently, Moshe, you'll remember how many podcasts ago, I said, everybody should go into podcasting because it's so easy. Just put your phone on to selfie mode and press record if you have something to say. And he tells me that I have so much to say and I have so much to tell the world and blah, blah, blah. And he asked me, what should he name his show? And he gave me two names. Not Enough Meds, or somebody should go on the meds. He sounded quite funny. The guy was quite funny. I don't know, to be honest. And he said, were you for real? I said, yes. I'm practicing what I said, if you really have something interesting to say and you don't have a budget, turn your phone on to selfie mode and record and put it out there. And his wife's cracking up in the background. She's like, he's for real. He said it. So I told him, and not only that, I said, send me a link and I will watch your show. So I definitely think that nobody should have any anxiety or fear of jumping into something, and somebody should do it. But I had another question I wanted to ask you. I grew up in a house where my parents were very anti-alcohol. Like, if you drink, you're going to become an alcoholic. You're never going to get a job. You know, whatever. And my mother has one sibling, and he's like...
You remember a couple of Passovers. Maybe that's why.
And my mother has one brother, and we always make jokes. Like, he won't even let grape juice into his house. Like, he's so anti-alcohol. He's so anti-alcohol. If my father ever drank one little, you're going to become an alcoholic. So whatever. So I grew up in that. But
Hold on. In my bar mitzvahs, my parents didn't bring mashka. They forgot. It wasn't... We used to have like one little half bottle of vodka. Don't ask.
And I feel... And I have another sibling who lives across the street from my parents who has walls and walls and walls full of alcohol. And I never see her or her husband ever drink. And the kids, thank God, they'll drink a lot. And she says, no, I want my children to know that alcohol is not a scary thing. It has to be regulated. You have to drink, not drink too much. But like, I don't want to make it into a taboo thing. I want the children. Now, I find that in Judaism, it's the same way. We have references in the Bible to like terrible things happening because of alcohol, like Noah's sons or whatever. But then in Judaism, how do you sanctify Sabbath? Alcohol. How do you end the Sabbath? Alcohol. How do you...
Wine.
Wine, but it's alcohol. It has to be alcohol. It has to be alcoholic based.
In the 9 days, you could do it on Bacan.
Yeah. And then like in every time you wish somebody special, an engagement or this, you always make a l'chaim on spirits. And all the holy rabbis, when they had events and Torah learning things, they used to say l'chaim on hard alcohol.
Especially the Sephardim, they had
arak. And Chabad rabbis used to drink vodka, whatever. So I find that the Jewish way and the traditional way is that we do have alcohol in the house, including hard liquor, but it has to get done in a regulated way. But I feel like in a lot of homes, Jewish, not Jewish, it's like they made it into like a taboo thing. And obviously, we're promoting it here and we're having you on because we do believe it should be done in a proper way. So what's your words to our thousands of viewers? How do you recommend people introducing alcohol into the home?
What's the relationship that people should have with alcohol?
So I'm going to address 2 points over here. Number one, first, what you say about the podcast.
I think we should say l'chaim before we get
l'chaim. We should actually mix it. I want it with
with the l'chaim.
No, I want pure aloe on it.
Oh, you want it with the pure aloe?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, perfect.
Guava is like a Latin, right?
Yeah.
It's a Latin?
Yeah, it's just finding the tropical fruits.
What do you think making a drink with pure aloe?
It's amazing because...
You think you're going to make a drink one day with pure aloe?
Why not? Why not? Tell them to reach out to me and we talk. Who knows?
RTD.
Of course.
My friends from Philly, we're going to have them reach out to you. The pure aloe. Pure aloe.
Very good, actually. L'chaim again, guys.
Right.
Guy stopped me yesterday in Evergreen by the chicken coop in Evergreen. My kid was walking around by Dovey's chicken coop. And the guy stops me. I didn't even ask him his name. He's like, I love your show. He says, and my favorite part of the show is the commercials where you talk about the product because you're so passionate about it. So the guy in Evergreen pushing a carriage, l'chaim.
So 2 things. Going to go back to your conversation. Number one, you say about the podcast. I believe on that. I believe the sun comes out for everyone. You cannot put a shadow. You're not going to be able to cover. So everybody who decides to do something, go for it, try it, make it successful. Is not at least learn something out of it. That's number one. The tradition about the alcohol, the vision you should have, the reality, this happens with everything. It can happen with food. They tell you, no, don't bring cookies. It can happen with drugs. It can happen with phones. It can happen everything. You have it there. The addictions are available for anything. You know the kids, the amount of time they spend today on the phone.
It's disgusting.
So what we need to say to people in any of this, and the alcohol, I always say, don't be afraid to try it. But the moment you feel something control your life, just take a step back. So I have a 17-year-old boy. When we go to Europe, he has a glass of wine with me. I'm not afraid for him to try it. And he got drunk once. And I said, how do you feel now? Which is okay. Because the problem is if you don't try and you don't make the mistakes, you don't learn from it. So let's kill the evil. There is no evils. The reality is, how do we work with them? Call it food, call it phones, call it alcohol. That's the secret. That's the secret. I believe my house is full of alcohol. I have wine racks to the roof. That's my house. We celebrate all the time. But I don't remember seeing somebody drunk in my house because we enjoy it. The moment the other product you have in front of you controls you, take a step back and have a discussion with it. You need to be the leader of your own. That's what I believe.
Very good. Very interesting.
Ricardo, the Jewish Hasidic community especially is looked as very insular and ghetto.
I know.
And you clearly made real inroads and even partnerships in business. What could you tell the world if they want to do business with religious or Jewish people? They think it's a little secret club. And you clearly cracked the club. You're doing big deals, partnerships with
I can
Royal.
call Rabbi Starik in Israel right now, and he will answer my phone. I guarantee you that.
Rabbi who?
Starik, Moshe Starik.
Yeah.
He's the head of the Badat certification, which is the highest certification in Israel. You know.
So give us 3 tips or stories to explain the world. You're not Jewish. You're Catholic.
No.
What are you?
I'm Catholic.
Catholic. What is the religious Jewish world like, and how do you help people who want to do business with our community? What ideas or what things did you think before or after? Like, give us some insight for people to deal with the religious Jewish community in business.
I actually love this question because a lot of people tell me how do a non-Jew is running, the biggest Jewish spirits company in the United States. The principles
You're the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I am. I am that black guy who moves, in a Friday before Shabbat, with a big hat. I'm that black guy.
Italian, Colombian.
I'm not Colombian. My wife is Colombian.
But she's a big part of the company. I saw her at the shows.
My wife is a big part of my life.
You're Italian, and you're running the spirits for
my Colombian. So I say we need to drop the labels of religion. Because at the end of the day, the biggest challenge this whole planet has is the religion competition. That is the biggest mistake you can do. Look at the person that you have in front of you as a person with the same dreams, with the same heart, and the same feelings. And find a point.
Can we send you to the Middle East?
That is the problem. The problem with the Middle East is these guys, they are so blind and they don't see that the person they have in front of them, they can go and attack in a concert and do all these nightmares because they don't see the other person as a person. The moment you understand and connect that actually the other one and the other side is just like you, with the same dreams like you, and want the best for the families like you, that's when you connect.
You think if you go to the Middle East with a few tractor trailers full of Bacan and you make
They don't
meeting,
drink alcohol.
That's the biggest problem. You see? That is the biggest freaking problem. You see?
You're saying if you would go, you would sit down with all the Arabs, all the Israelis,
All the Muslims
with,
and all that.
with some Bacan, and you would settle it all, but they can't drink alcohol.
No, they don't drink alcohol. That is the problem. That is the problem.
So we can't find a solution.
That's why the problem. That's where we are today.
So back to that. What is it like? What do you think before you dealt with the Herzogs? What religious Jewish people like? Do you have, and how did that evolve to where you are today?
It is a reality. Everybody has, this big wall about the Jewish, community. They say, no. They only think about themselves. They only think about, how do you make money? Those are the taboos in the Jewish, perception. And I said, guys, it's not true. The problem we have is the Jewish community. We've been attacked so many times that we are cautious about the way we open the door. That is the only reason. Jewish doesn't take you and invite you to sit with you immediately because they don't really know your intention, because it's the way people have seen them. Just like what you mentioned about Colombia. You mentioned Colombia cartels and everything. It's just a perception. It's not the reality. And that's when the moment we remove this part of the perception and you start looking at the person, it's the most amazing people I have worked with it. Why? Because thanks to the religion, they respect each other. They respect the tradition. And it's the base of everything. And they honest and true to what they do. So the moment you understand that and remove the label of Christian or Jewish, and you understand that person has the same goals that you have and respects that you have, I can tell you, working for Moti, for me, is an amazing, because I have made mistakes. One of the mistakes is I went to a producer in Mexico and we start making tequilas, and the guy asked for a line of credit. We give him the line of credit. He run off with $175,000 out of the money. You know what Moti told me? Don't worry about it. We will figure it out. He knew I was being honest and transparent what I was doing. And of course, we have to sue the guy, look for the money. But it was not, hey, you failed, this cannot happen. No, not at all. You learn. Now be sure that whoever we do business with, we're protecting somehow, some way.
There was a trading firm on Wall Street. They had a new intern, and he made a mistake on a trade, and they lost in 5 seconds. The trading firm lost $1 million. And the bell rings at 4 o'clock, I think, in the afternoon, and he put everything into the box. You know, like the banker's box when you get
ready to leave.
He put everything into the box. And you know, when I was in a lot of these trading firms, there's like a glass window where like the owner sits. You know, they come like 2 hours a day, and they sit. They pull up the window shades, and the trader sees him packing his box and leaving. He says, he buzzes him in. He's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I'm leaving." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "I made $1 million mistake for the company. I'm an intern. I'm the newest guy, whatever." He says,
"More, you're gonna make 10 million."
No. He said, "Put your stuff back in your desk right now." He asked the owner why. He says, "I just invested $1 million in my new employee."
That's exactly right.
You're not going anywhere.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But that's the thing. The problem with people is they look at the other person and immediately they put a label to it. You're Jewish. You're Christian. And I said, no. This is Moshe. Good guy. He's doing podcasts. He invited me to your show. So we're doing things. That's the way I see it. I don't put a label to it. I'm blessed to work for a Jewish company. But that's secondary part. I'm blessed to work for an amazing company that is in the industry that I love and live with it. I have passion about it. I love what I do. And I say this all the time. I really love what I do with the challenges and everything because it just makes me better.
Last night I'm scrolling on the internet and I'm reading alcohol, popular questions that come up for alcohol CEOs, brands, ambassadors, blah, blah.
ChatGPT or scrolling?
I'm scrolling around. And one of the things,
You're gonna ask the rabbit.
one of the things that they said in the alcohol world is that it's very trendy, that things come popular, not popular. So besides your Bacán brand, you said you're also in charge of all spirits for Herzog.
Correct.
So do you ever find that, let's say you're a few $1 million into a product that was hot and trendy, and then all of a sudden it becomes not so hot and trendy and it's not moving? Like, what do you do?
It happens.
It happened.
It happens. What do? You re-strategy. It's always, you know what? There was a guy who would go to his rabbi and he tells him, I have a big problem. My daughter is pregnant. The wife is mad at me. My daughter, it wants to divorce. My son doesn't have a job. What should I do? What did the rabbi say? Get a piece of paper, put it in the wall of the kitchen, and put this also should pass. He goes, right, this also should pass. Put it in the wall, see it every day. After 5 months, he comes to see the rabbi. I'm so happy. My daughter find the perfect man, He's going to marry. You know, my son has an amazing job now, Wall Street. He just got $1 million. And it's a secure job, you know, and my wife is happy with me again. What should I do? Get a piece of paper and write it. This also should pass. Because all the moments in life are going to pass. Good, bad, doesn't matter what it is. So the brand is changing. Try to strategize. You enjoy the nice wave. Try to deal with the other one. Nothing wrong with it.
So you just sell at a liquidation price?
Never. If you really believe on that brand and you create a brand, keep doing. Readjust it. Change it.
What's the best space to launch a brand? Would you say it's in a restaurant, in a liquor store? What's usually the strategy when you're launching a new brand?
It's completely different. Because in my case, I'm a premium product. My strategy is on premise. Restaurants. People taste it. It is the most difficult one. Because a restaurant buys 1 bottle, 2 bottles. You go to an off-premise account, a liquor store, they buy 50, 20 cases. Not in this category, okay? But in my case, I will say restaurants. I'm 2-Stella Michelin restaurants. I'm at the Virgin Hotel in Manhattan at El Restaurante El Cielo. You know, I'm at El SLS. I'm in a bunch of really fine dining. Now, if you look into a product in a low-tier price point, go to the off-premise.
Straight to the store. If I'm in a restaurant, why will I discover your bottle? I see it behind the bar. Is it on the menu?
Because I was in your podcast.
Right, because then they recognize it.
It's just about people talking about it. Have you tasted it?
Are the servers promoting it?
See, yeah, you work with some of them and they do it. Yes.
I mean, where does the touch? Where's the
service is the key.
Like a drink brand, right? Like you on premise
cocktails.
So cocktails. You put it in cocktails.
That's the secret.
Isn't cocktails? They usually use less premium spirit just because it's a mixed drink, or
you always have your well rack on the bar, which is the low tier alcohol,
like the house.
Exactly. But when you go to a nice place, they go for the premium products.
So even the cocktails are using premium.
Of course.
When we talk about restaurants, the markups are like 1,000% because if they're putting $1 shot of if your bottle's $50 and they put in $1 or $1.50 shot into a mixed drink, they're charging $20.
That is a misunderstanding for the restaurants, and I have to defend the restaurants. I'm gonna tell you why. When you look at the cost of operation of a restaurant, is the only way you can survive is doing that. After all the expenses and everything, whatever left over to the restaurant is only 18%.
18%.
If you make 18% after all the overhead and the rent and everything, you're good. Making 20, you're already making too much money. So yes, people look at it, you charge 1,000. On the clubs, it's a different situation. You go to a club.
Is that also another strategy, clubs for your brand? Or
clubs, they're charging $200 a bottle, $300 a bottle.
Something that costs them $16. Once again, they do make more money.
It's the experience.
They do make a lot more money than a restaurant. Restaurants, I have to be fair with them. They have a hard time.
Is that a strategy also to get it to clubs to use you exclusive? Is that something exclusive?
Exclusivity
maybe
is too
exclusive
expensive.
in this type of product. They're also going to have vodka.
Finish.
Exclusivity is expensive.
So you have to pay for it.
Correct. And I always say I will never pay for my business. I want you to carry my product because you believe on it. Big example. And I'm not going to use names with it. When I develop this project in 2020, COVID, everything shut down. Nobody could travel. And I told to my wife, this is the perfect time to do it. It took us 4 years to develop the product. Packaging, tastings, many tastings. 2024, we kick off the product. But at the time, I told to my wife, let's be sure that we make it with the right time, okay? We just don't release it. And we're going to go into the restaurants and build into the restaurants. Our labels was created for clubs. Actually, our label glows in the dark. If you turn off the lights, the bottles, it has enough black light, it will brighten. It's amazing.
I'm tempted to turn off the lights.
I saw you looking at it. No. We need to put the light on it. So it is for the clubs also, we're trying to get into the clubs. It's difficult, but I always say I will never buy my business because somebody else will come and offer more. And the big companies do that.
They buy exclusivities.
They buy exclusivity. So when I decide to release the product, I go to a friend of mine, one of the largest importers in the United States. And I told him, you know what? I want you to bring the product into the United States. And he told me, I'm going to help you. I'm going to do you a favor. I said, no. Thank you very much. I don't need a favor. I need somebody who believes in the product. And I didn't give the product to the guy.
South American guy tells me once that he was importing jeans. He was trying to get a JCPenney account. And the guy tells him, there's a guy or a lady, you're like, I'm going to start getting your pants into the chain store, but I just need this exact model Lexus or Mercedes delivered to my house by a certain date. Like a bribe. Like he's like, and I just didn't have the $80,000 or $90,000 to pay it off. He said he couldn't get that account. It's like, this goes on in the real world. You have to like bribe your way into it sometimes, but you're saying you don't pay for it.
Never. I will. It will be useless because tomorrow you will come out with the G-Wagon and then he come out, with the Maybach and you just keep pushing it.
And what's crazy is in the supermarket world, there's only 2 or 3 chains that don't charge slotting fees. Slotting
Correct.
fees
Is to be able to get the product
to get the product in. And you know what the crazy thing is? To what he's saying, the 2 stores that don't take slotting, the major ones, is Costco and Trader Joe's. Guess what? The 2 best, most successful chains who don't charge slotting fees, Costco and Trader Joe's, are the most powerful.
That is correct.
Respected, best chains in America. And those are the 2 stores that don't charge people. No, you go to, let's say, Stop and Shop, whatever. A lot of the things, the drinks, they charge you the first 2 orders free. You can't. That's their fee. They have all these crazy fees. You want an end cap fee, this fee, that fee, a gazillion fees. But the chains that don't charge are doing the best.
It is true.
You know what Costco's best selling product is that makes them all their billions of dollars? A membership company.
Oh, of course.
Do you sell at Costco yet?
No. But I don't want to sell to Costco yet.
Why not?
Because you need to know when is the right time to get into a place.
Explain.
If you get too early into a place that you don't fit, you're going to be out within 3 months.
Because you're not going to be able to fill orders?
No, the
won't
orders
sell
is not the
through.
problem. One of the first classes you get in business is the one that you think is going to be your biggest and best customer. It might be the ones that are going to take you to bankruptcy.
I'm just curious. So why don't you want to be in Costco? If you get into Costco overnight, you're in what,
Costco,
1,000 stores?
No, that's not true.
How many
Regional.
stores do they have?
Yes, I can get 1,000 stores and I can ship 10,000 cases. That is not a sell. A sell is when you come and pick up the bottle from the store and you take it home. The sell through. That's what you want. If I put it today in Costco, I'm going to sell to Costco, but not to the consumer because the consumer are not aware of my brand yet, the level I want it.
Do they send your merchandise back or they just take the loss if it doesn't
They take
sell?
the loss. They don't care.
They will take the loss.
The loss is bigger because you are the one who loses actually the biggest customer. I had that experience. The first brand that I brought to Royal, which is Ron Abuelo, was a Panamanian rum. The owner of the company told me, I want to be in Costco. I said, no, it's not the right time. I want to be in Costco. It's not the right time. I want to be in Costco. I get you into freaking Costco. What happened? 5 months later, out of
Regionally?
Costco.
Which regionally or
Regional,
national?
because Costco has 3 divisions. It has the East, Southeast, the West Coast, and the Midwest, which is based in Texas. Another one in Georgia, the other one in California.
So
we are out.
You did one region.
One region. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
But it's
work
a-
because people don't know the product yet.
But it's
Doesn't sell
it's
through.
an ego thing. Imagine you could tell your friends at the club, I have my product in 45 or 400 Costco brands.
Ego is your worst enemy. If you play out of ego, every decision you make, I guarantee you failure. Guarantee.
What about getting your small bottle on airplanes?
That is a project. We have it on the pipeline.
Do you have to pay for that too?
No, there is a tender. American Airlines make a tender every 3 years.
What is that? You bid to get your product on?
Basically, they call for a category. It's just like Control States or Canada. And it tells you know what? We want a tequila. And we want a tequila between this and this price point. And they have to be a Blanco, Repo, whatever. And that's what you have to. We want, I don't see them calling for an Agauardiente. There is a lot of work to be done before we get to that level.
In the education department.
And the education.
You said an hour ago that you have an educational department in your
I
company.
do. I'm based out of New
Could you
York.
elaborate what you're educating people about and how you're reaching them and what do you tell them?
I start by understanding Colombia. The conception that people have about Colombia is the biggest mistake you have. So Colombia is cultural, rainforest, beautiful people, amazing food. That's number one. Then part of this and the education of what Colombia is, the natural and the spirit of Colombia is aguardiente. So this is aguardiente. How the product is consumed. People drink it in shots. You know what? That's the way it used to be. I wanted to make cocktails now. We are the first brand who actually start making cocktails. I used to go to Colombia with my wife and ask for a cocktail, and they look at me like if I were from freaking Mars, Cocktail with aguardiente? You crazy? No. Now they are doing it. Everything that we started just 2 years ago, the big companies with the big budgets and everything, they are doing it. What is the failure? You just said it. The moment you start trying to catch up is when you're already behind. That's it.
How many different aguardientes are sold in the American market today?
7.
7. That's it.
That's it.
You mentioned quickly tender. Could you please elaborate? What does it mean when a government or state is running the buying of liquor for their state? How does it work? You just knock on the door, you call them up, you make an appointment.
It's called tender.
Explain.
So the tender is, they say, you know what? We have a need in this category. And this category, the way we see it, trend in the United States is at this price point. So they call and say, call all the distributors, because they call the distributors, they cannot call the importers. Call all the distributors within the states and tell them we have a tender. We're looking for this particular product in this particular category, in this particular price points. Tell everybody to come in, they taste it, and they decide which one it makes the best fit for it.
So it's not quarterly reviews like in the supermarket business?
No.
So it's just random. Oh, we need this category.
They look
so you can't approach them?
They look at the trends.
You can't approach them?
You can.
You could?
You could, but they don't pay attention to it. They know better than you.
What's the best account to get it? What would consider the home run account in the U.S. for a spirit?
Already well-recognized spirit?
No, not recognized.
What would be a home run if you got this account? That would be a game changer.
For me at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's based on regions. The number one independent liquor store today is Total Wine.
It's called Total One?
Total Wine and More. Total Wine and More.
Never even heard of it.
Total Wine and More?
No.
There are two lobbyists that started in Washington, two brothers who actually got able to win every law in every state to do what they do.
Talking about lawsuits, talking about laws with the FD, the fire tobacco.
ATF.
Yeah, the ATF. Probably the biggest market for alcohol that you guys can target is the 18 to 21-year-olds. Because they would probably be tremendous buyers in the tens of billions of dollars a year.
They already are.
Here's my, but not legally.
I'm not selling to them, but they buy it.
Here's my question. Here's my question. To vote in every election in the United States of America,
you need to be 18.
You need to be 18 years old.
Correct.
To join the Navy,
you have to be 18.
The Marines, the Army. My father always says, I don't understand. They're flying F-35s and F-22 bombers.
And they cannot drink.
$100 billion, the most expensive resources the United States ever had in the history of the world. 18-year-olds. So you could fly an F-35, you could fly an A-22, whatever it's called, those bombers that they don't sell to any other country in the world. You're making the most vital decisions that are having millions of people's lives on the line, but you can't buy a beer.
Correct.
Like, where's the disconnect? Why can't, and you're involved in the alcohol business, what do you think?
He's a little biased.
Why can't an 18-year-old buy a liquor, but he could drive a truck? I'm just trying to understand. How do we change that law?
I don't think the law is going to change.
Why?
Because this law has been, written in 1930.
Was it really?
Of course.
18 to 21 instead of treating alcohol as a subclass?
Well, alcohol became legal at that time. But they're going to get to the point that need to take a look at all these laws. Right now, you can see it with the cars. Very easy. Electric cars, self-drive. They're having a nightmare. They don't know what to do with it. You give a ticket.
Okay, you think what the rules, right?
Who do you give a ticket to? Who's getting the ticket? So it's the same with the alcohol. But it's not going to change. It's not going to change because it releases liability to the state. If you pass it to an 18 years old, you can come and sue the state because you know what? It's too young to drink, too young to...
Everyone's covering themselves.
Everybody's covering their own ass.
Ricardo,
So fly F-35s, just don't drink a beer.
Correct. There's only one guy flying how many drinkers
They
are.
can control it.
Yeah.
Ricardo, if someone really wants to bring in, or let's say make their own, let's say importing, of course, what's the minimum amount of money you could get away with? Like, what is their importing tax? If I want to bring a pallet of tequila from Mexico, what's the minimum amount of money I need to bring in a pallet and try to sell it to stores or find a distributor? Or what do you say the minimum amount of money if someone's a entrepreneur hustle?
Not creating a brand.
No, just import.
Import a brand. Let's make numbers easy.
Yeah.
I'm a numbers guy. So
Okay. So let's say a pallet is
let's say
$5,000.
a case of spirits costs you $100. Okay,
6, 8 bottles.
it doesn't matter. One case is $100.
Right.
A pallet is between 56 to 72 cases.
Okay.
Let's say we do 56 cases. That's $5,600.
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
That's just the cost of the goods.
Correct.
Then you got the freight. You need to add. Let's say it come from Mexico. You add $10 per case.
Okay.
Okay. You have 56 cases. You have another
$560.
$560.
Okay.
Okay. Now you are to $6,000, correct?
Right.
And 6 and change.
Then you have the federal tax,
Okay.
$28 on a case of 9-liter case. So 28 times
56.
for a case that costs you $100, 25% of the cost of the goods is already taxed.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we now?
$10,000.
Okay.
Well, I'm not done.
Hold on a
What
second.
about all the paperwork? You said every
Hold on a
state.
second.
Right. Exactly.
That's I'm just giving you the basics.
Yeah.
Then you need the compliance, label approval. So I will say
Compliance. Oh, just tell us everything. Compliance.
compliance.
How much?
Label between $5,000 on the compliance part.
For one pallet.
One-time fee.
It's the first time fee.
Compliance is a one-time
Compliance,
fee.
Okay, next.
And then you have to have your warehousing. Where are you going to put the goods?
Oh, it has to be
Where they-
licensed, right? Bonded or something?
Have to be on a bonded, or unless you have.
What does that mean, bonded? Please elaborate.
Bonded means a product comes into the United States without being legalized in the United States yet. So it is in the United States without having,
So it needs to be
legally paid
protected
it.
a special warehouse.
Correct. It's a warehouse that has a lock and then certified that this government
You
is
have to
still
pay
owned by
extra-
the government because you have to pay your taxes and everything else.
Oh, so you have to pay extra for that type of warehousing?
Of course you do.
Okay.
Of course
How
you do.
much? A pallet a month?
It's
30?
it's around $10 per case
Okay. To be in a bonded warehouse.
to be in a bonded warehouse.
Okay, then?
And then you need to sell it to a distributor. The distributor is going to... So let's say a pallet is going to spend
The first
200
pallet will be $12,000.
$20,000.
$20,000.
So all in. And then, how do you promote the product?
Right.
How do you talk about it?
Because if you walk into a liquor store, they don't like new products, right?
Forget about it.
They're not looking for
Shelf are back.
It's a risk.
I always say, if you go to a retailer, be sure that your product moves, because there is nothing worse to come back to the same retailer 2 months later and you're collecting dust. It's not fair also for them, because the space is expensive. So you need to be sure that when you go out and you put it, the product is going to move. That is the secret. So you say it's going to cost you $20,000.
$20,000 for your first pallet.
Yeah, but then doesn't mean nothing. I have people with thousands of pallets in a warehouse that they don't know what to do with it. The amount of money we invest up front on marketing to build a brand. I have a PR agency based in New York. I have a team, all this.
Marketing. Tastings helpful?
You know how much it costs to be a BCB? Give me a number.
at the show.
The show.
To get a 10 by 10.
The show that we went to, that we met you a
That's
few
the
weeks
one.
ago,
BCB.
the minimum, I asked people, they said the minimum dollar amount to get into the door is $7,000.
Just for the space. And then what are you going to do with it? And then you need to bring product on it. The minimum money you can spend for that show is $25,000.
All in.
And you haven't sold a single bottle. It cost me $87,000. You know how many bottles I sold? 0. What do? I have people like you guys talking about it, living the experience. It's a completely different animal. Not everything that you do, it have to turn into a sale. There is a process on it. And that's what makes the difference. And that's what we're doing right now.
Agauardiente, this drink that we're marketing, this product, unlike
Bacán Guaro, say it right.
Bacán Guaro. Unlike some spirits that sit in a barrel 15, 20 years, how long does it take from when you make it until it's in the bottle? Is it an aged product?
No, there is no age statement at all.
On the spot?
On the spot. So basically, the sugar cane takes 9 months to grow to be able to cut it. You get fresh sugar cane juice. The moment you already have everything in the house, it takes 72 hours because we do a soft and a slow distillation. We are the only product who makes 5 still columns distillation, so that's why it becomes so pure.
72 hours.
72 hours.
Copy. People want to know why our show is so long. Ricardo was only able to slap you 2 hours in because the comfort level, the breaking down of everything would not happen in the first 5, 10, 30, only 2, 3. Well, I don't know how long. Yankee, how long are we in already? See, only one you started hitting.
Somebody tells me, why can't the show be an hour? I said last week's show, 2 hours and 16 minutes. I looked at my watch the first hour, and I was like, I was just introducing the person. we didn't even get to the real questions.
Yeah.
The real questions is you're saying you go to a show and you spend $87,000. So let me tell you my experience coming to the BCB show. I come to the show and I met you for the first time, and I said you were Central Outdoors, huge 40-50 panel.
Ricardo, outdoors cheaper, same price as inside?
Same price.
No, what I'm saying is that, and I saw the caps and the shirts and everybody standing around, and you had gorgeous glass displays showing the sugar cane and how you squeeze
the whole process,
and you made everybody smell when you're doing shows. I thought like you're going to tell me that you left the show with 1.42 million in orders.
0.
You were not trying to lock up restaurants to take big orders at the show. You said every minute you're there is costing you thousands of dollars. It wasn't that. Explain me.
That was not my intention.
Your intention was not to sit there with a clipboard and say, so you want to order 20 cases?
That is the biggest problem you can have.
Are people doing that at the show, trying to sell?
Some people try, but it's impossible. That is not the concept of the show. The concept of the show is to be able to present your product, to be able to make people talk about it. If you go there thinking you're going to turn this $87,000 into $1 million order, you already won. It's like going to play poker thinking, you're going to win immediately. You got to play.
Long game.
It's a long game. You got to play a little bit. And it's going to take some time. Trust me. When I told him my wife tells me my liver is bulletproof, guys, it is difficult. It is difficult. Nobody's going to say it's going to be easy because guess what? If it will be easy, there will be a monkey selling Agauardiente. That's the reality. Everybody can do it. I went against all ads. Regulated product. Country doesn't allow you to do it. Purist, expensive, kosher, crazy. 3 years, I told you. 3 years. We're going to have this conversation. Your show is going to be bigger. And I'm going to come and tell you exactly what I did.
I told Moshe today, he asked me today, we were walking on the step machine in the gym, we're standing side by side. He said, what did you think of Ricardo at the show? What was your impression? I said, I felt like I walked around the aisles. I said, they were playing checkers and you were playing chess.
Yeah.
You mastered that show. Did you have, it was a live DJ? The music?
That was last year we had a DJ.
They said they couldn't do it. They didn't let you do it?
So do you want to laugh?
Yeah.
They've been calling me, asking me about next year. They give me such a hard time this year because I was the most attractive place. And the other brands were bitching about it.
Jealous dogs.
Also, it's cool that your booth had nothing in front of it. So
people got upset.
The green grass.
People got
so
upset
nice.
Because by 5 p.m. we start putting some music. They told me, you cannot do that. You need to lower the music. My guy next door, bring mariachis, which is the noisiest people that you can have. The other guy's fighting. So everybody was upset because we got a lot of attention. So those $87,000 give me that pleasure to know I pissed off the most wealthy people in the industry because they're jealous of a little guy trying to make it happen in the industry. Wow. That pays more than the $1 million order. And they calling me and they say, you coming back? And I said, no.
You said no?
I said, no.
Why?
Because they give me too much of a hard time and everything they was trying to do.
Ricardo, how much extra did it cost to be right in the entrance? Those huge banners.
It was the cheapest.
Really?
It was the cheapest one. This is the thing. I saw the barriers last year when you're making the line to pay.
Huge
Everybody,
lines, right.
Everybody's waiting there, making a
Sitting.
huge line.
Right.
So I called them and I say, why? Dude, would you mind to sell me those? No, they're not for sale. I would like to put some. He said, okay, we're going to do it. It cost me $800, all of them. And I was the only spirits who did it.
Wow, that's crazy innovation.
And somebody else did something. It was, I think it was a paying machine, something. Not a single spirits brand.
Clap, you see an opportunity, you just call up. And that,
But you know
when I saw that, I thought you spent at least $50,000 to have your banner there. Swear to God.
$800. Because they didn't think about it. And guess what? I told them they printed. They did it for $800, everything.
Oh, they printed it too.
Oh, so basically free.
So we had a big event going in Miami with the soccer game, big play, Colombia. And I say, do me a favor. We're going to take them and we're going to put it in the other barriers. So we go to Miami. You have all these metallic barriers, separation. Guess what? I put it again and it cost me $0.
My guess is if you don't go back to the show next year, I'll bet $100, Maishi, right now. You don't go back to the show next year, some jealous little dog gets your spot.
People are going to be looking for that spot. I guarantee you.
And more than that, whoever gets it, like Bacardi, I don't know, whoever's going to be there, it's going to be boring, lame. They're going to get 0 foot traffic, and everybody's going to ask, "Where's Ricardo?
I will bet
Where's
you
Bacan?"
I will bet you $1,000 that will happen. But that's the thing. Going back to the situation you say, everybody should make a podcast. And I said the sun comes out for everybody. When you become too big and you're trying to cover the sun for everybody else, you're just going to get shit yourself. That's the reality. Because when you cover it, you're also going to be covered with it. And people don't realize. So it became an issue for me. We became so successful, thank God, on the show, that my competitors got upset. So I did everything. That was the big win. If you have the big companies cannot come out with the idea, which to have millions of dollars more than I can, that I'm going to call your friend from the SBA loans to ask for money, and they cannot do it, it's just because they're too high in their cloud.
What do you think about demoing?
We do a lot of tastings. We do a lot of tastings. A lot of tastings.
Oh, did I tell you? We had a guy on our show that sells car, home, auto insurance. He's very big. Business insurance. He's very big. He has a huge office in Flatbush. Maishi and I went to his home. He has 15 bookcases full of alcohol. He's a huge collector, and he has a club where like all his cool friends, but he told me everybody's invited, that appreciate alcohol. They have a company come down every month and they demo the liquor. He was in Martha's Vineyard last week. He said he's very busy, but he wants you to come down and do a demo night in Brooklyn, and we'll invite all our friends and relatives. Are you going to take up the invitation?
He's so great. More importantly, Clappy.
Pinchas Chain,
Hold on.
He's going to invite you over.
Not only that, we're going to send you 1 bottle of each. So you can start tasting it. Mm-hmm. So when I come, you already know what I'm talking about. We're going to start the education by you taking it.
More importantly, I told him this last year. I said, Ricardo, you need to do videos every single day. Look at his energy to the 12. So far, we have not been that successful in convincing you, Ricardo.
I'm a shy guy.
Maishi told
Believe it or not, I'm a shy guy. Believe it or not, I'm a shy guy.
Maishi met a rabbi a few days ago. No, he's very close friends with this rabbi for like years. And he came on our show like 10 months ago, one of our first guests. And Maishi told him, I want to help you get on Instagram, start doing daily videos. Maishi's telling me this story like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Do daily videos about Judaism, about blah, blah, whatever. Anyways, Maishi's telling me he's setting him up an Instagram account. I'm walking on the step machine today, and his videos are popping into my feed.
Really? That's great.
Did I tell you today?
No.
A bunch of his videos came popping out. I can't get rid of him. He's popping into my feed. A few days already, because Instagram, YouTube, all these platforms and social media, they see.
I'm very bad on that.
If you turn your phone on selfie mode, talk about stuff every day.
One more thing, Clappy.
Yeah.
He needs to do that. He's not doing it. He has done it so far. This show We'll talk to his agency's PR agency. We'll give you the whole show.
Yeah.
And tell your agency to.
I would love to do that.
To cut it up and
I
then
would
put
love
it,
to-
release
I would
it
love
on
to.
your
We had a
account.
show.
Actually, we did it last time. The video we did.
Yeah.
we use it a lot. People love it.
Oh, we do.
We have
but
a-
this
I
show
went
is
to Royal, and the lady who pays the bills and everything told me, Jewish lady, he told me, I saw you in this video. I said, thank God.
Our state assemblyman to Albany here,
Yeah.
this Flatbush, East Flatbush, Crown Heights, whatever, came on our show before he had a re-election, the primaries a few weeks ago. He came on the show. Great episode, a lot of personality, great guy. Comes on the show. I tell him you could have all the content, you own it, no copyrights, blah, blah, whatever. And I told him, Maishi might told him as well. I said,
Use
find good clippings that talk to your constituents and make them into your own videos, that they're all yours. Guess what?
He's using
His
it.
social media team is tagging me every few days
I love it.
to become a collaborator on the video. And guess what? I always say accept, let it go on my page. Because his social media team is great. And they're getting great clippings. Did you see all those clippings there?
I saw some. I don't accept, but yeah.
Oh, you're too snobby?
For Ricardo, obviously.
He will have to. He will have to.
It's on camera now. It's all recorded, so there's no backing
Yeah,
out.
there is no backing out. He's already said it.
Ricardo, what's your biggest pleasure when running a liquor spirit brand? What's like when you say, this makes me happy?
Walking into a place and see you bottle, and when you ask to a bartender, what do you have new that you can offer, and they come out with this product. That is the biggest satisfaction you can get, because it means everything that we're doing is making an impact. And the second one is the BCV jealous about we're doing too good. I really love it.
We had on one other guest over the last, you're number 46. We had on a guest, Sam.
Oh my
a
God,
few
should
weeks
be
ago.
47. I got president.
We had on a guy, and I had to ask him. I said, he was like the most well-dressed person we ever had on the show. Like he just
More than Ricardo?
no, I'm getting there.
Oh,
He just rocks everything he wears. He just rocks the watch, the cap, the bracelets. He just rocks it. And 45 minutes into our conversation at that show, at the liquor show, I said, "Wow, you just put it together. You just do it well. Your shoes are polished. Your socks."
And he came off a plane.
Yeah, your
Just
your
rolled
suit,
out of a
your
plane.
suit is tapered. Your shirt looks.
I left my house at 5:30 in the morning today. Miami time.
Toppy's the first guest we ever had that flew just for the show.
That's exactly right.
values his brand. Who dresses you?
Myself.
All yourself.
All myself.
Everything you buy yourself.
I'm Italian. Yeah, my wife trying to get influence. I said no. I do it
Closet
myself.
is yours.
It's mine. Tailor, because I'm a short guy, So
Custom suits.
Custom suit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, custom shirts, shoes, everything.
And available, your brand is available on Uber Eats, so they can order on Uber Eats in New
No,
York?
Uber Eats not yet. No. You find it in Total Wine. We do business with Total.
How many doors are you in total? Which region?
Oh my God, we are in every single state with Total Wine. So
Your
can buy,
Bacan's in every single?
yeah,
Wow.
you can buy it online with Total and everything. New York is an amazing market.
When he asked you before about getting the first pallet and you were going through all the
Numbers.
one of the things I'm just thinking of is if you want to sell in all 50 states, so you have to be in compliance with all 50 states. You need like 5 secretaries just to do the paperwork, probably.
You need to have a compliance department for that. Yes, it's crazy. If you change something on the label,
Do people want to import, like he's saying, and then decide they'll just sell socks because you don't have to work
yeah,
with...
as I said before, alcohol is very strong regulated. So
That's what I love about social media. You record, click publish, boom, it's out. There's no distributors, no...
you know what I have told my wife? My dream, I tell to my wife all the time, and this is going to happen. I say, somebody famous is going to grab one of my bottles and is going to talk about it, and he's going to turn around everything.
It happened to one of our...
It's going to happen.
One of our guests has a hat company, Bellissimo Hats.
Bellissimo.
Bellissimo Hats. Beautiful
Italian.
showroom.
Yeah,
Beautiful showroom here right down the block on Kingston Avenue. And all of a sudden, these football players and these boxers
That's exactly what happened.
started buying his hats and doing unboxings. And all he has to do is tag his company and put the videos, and like millions of people are watching his brand.
Evian did it that way. The water Evian,
Evian water, you sure?
they used to send water to
French? Evian is
It's
French?
It's a French. They send it to different, stars, and they start using it, and you see these famous people carrying the bottles, and they became huge. So I know it's going to happen when the time is right. Everything happens when the time is right. That's it.
I think the people that are wearing the Bellissimo hats are the same high-end clientele.
Consumer for my product.
Are they gonna start drinking the Agauardiente?
Agauardiente.
I gotta whatever.
Bacán Guaro. No, whatever. No.
One day I'm gonna be able to say
Bacán
Guaro. Guaro. And then the product, this type of drink, is called Agauardiente. Agauardiente.
Roll the tongue.
Ricardo, what does packaging cost you? $15?
No. Less than that. Less than that. Yeah.
$10.
The box?
The box and the bottle, everything.
No.
String and the leather tag.
12?
Total cost of packaging, it is $13.73.
To the penny.
Wow. Just the packaging. Wow, he knows his numbers like crazy.
I'm trying to reduce some of those because it's very expensive.
But it's so beautiful.
No, the product is, and the essence is what is inside the bottle. You know, the product is amazing. That's the key.
Clap, anything else? What are the retail? So if someone wants to know, what's the retail on the
$49.99
and the gift box?
$34.99.
It just seems well
So
priced.
the idea of this one, it was that you can taste both,
The two
and
bottles.
you make your own decision of what you want. You have the 24, the 29.
You get this, and then you upgrade to the big bottles.
Correct.
Once you see which one you
So
like
this
better.
is the tasting profile. You say, you know what, I really like the 24.
So cellulose in retail, please, if you want to see a product, don't go to the store and say, "Oh, I don't see it." You walk out. Ask the manager, ask the owner, Mr. Cohen, please order a Bacan.
Bacan.
Please call your
You know what
Royan
I think?
rep, get the Bacan.
That's exactly right.
I got a people's home for a weekend. I was talking about the home gifts. I feel like when you bring this box with the two bottles, you'll get the same appreciation from somebody as if you bought a $100 bouquet of flowers.
So you see your friend who actually lend money for all the cars
Yeah.
and everything? We should do a program together.
Definitely. Anybody
So
that
every
gives,
time who buys a truck and all that,
says, "Don't
we
drink
give
this while you
we give
drive."
them a bottle. I did it with Maserati with my wines many years ago.
Wow,
We
yeah.
do
Give
it
it
with Bacan. You get a 2-pack of Bacan, you know, comes with
After
it.
every
Don't drink,
car
and,
lease.
don't drink and drive, but you know.
when you're not, we should say
When
when you're
you-
not driving the car, at least enjoy the Bacan.
Correct.
Thank you for using our dealership wheels.
Could you order online?
You can.
What websites?
Actually, you go to bacan.com.
Oh, you could, and that will direct you straight to your
They
state.
connected to different retailers. You have to be connected to a retailer within the state, within the region. You know, the political part of the government.
Amazing.
Guys, thank you very
Been an
much.
honor and a pleasure. I really, really enjoyed this episode.
I need to hug you, man. I need to get rid of it.
First
Hug on live TV.
Clappy, his wife used to be a TV news reporter.
Makes sense.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Please
Pleasure.
comment, subscribe, and
in-
also
in
a little.
in future weeks, we're going to be having raffle giveaways.
What future right now?
We're announcing it now.
Yeah,
You can do whatever you
We're
want. I
announcing
brought
it
you a
now.
bunch of gifts.
yeah.
We have beautiful gifts
if
from
you comment,
Bacan.
if you comment on this week's episode, you'll be put into
A raffle?
raffle for
The gift box.
a gift box.
We have.
There's a gift box.
Hold on, if you're over 21, we'll send you. Well, I'm sorry, we could send you a bottle or something. And if you're under 21,
You want
we
a
have
beautiful,
merch.
beautiful gift for your wife. We have beautiful scarf.
Scarves.
We have scarf.
Do you sell merch on your website?
Yes, we do have a website for
The
merch.
website is
and the same one.
Bacan,
www.bacan, BACA, you know,
And BACAN.
.com. And that's
Wow,
it.
straightforward. No
Yeah.
add this, that. Thank you so much, Ricardo.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. It's
Appreciate
been a
it.
real
It was a
pleasure.
pleasure. I really enjoy it.
Grazie.
Grazie a te, carissimo. Bravo. Vedi?